Good afternoon, church. Pastor Craig here once again with a midweek greeting. Happy Wednesday to you. Have you ever noticed how things in life don't always go the way that you expect? Sometimes things just aren't quite what we expected. I'm reminded of Sunday morning service. Apparently, I finished Sunday morning service by saying, "Have a great church." It's supposed to be "Have a great week, church." That is not what I meant to say. That's not what I thought I said. It wasn't until after the service that somebody pointed out, hey, situations like that happened, and all I can do is laugh about it and poke fun at myself, and we move on. But there's other things that happen in life where the challenges are a little bit greater. And just laughing at the situation is not necessarily what's going to get us through. When I think about valleys, I think about the reality that sometimes getting down into the valley is just as hard as getting up. Have you ever been backpacking? A number of years ago, myself and another youth leader, we took a bunch of guys out, and it took 2 days to climb up a mountain to the place where we camped. And then from there, we did 3 days of hikes going up to the summits of a number of different mountains around this valley that we were camped in. And then came the time that we had to go back down to our vehicle. My body did great going up, and I did the day hikes just fine. But when it came time to go down, my knees gave out on me. I had to literally walk backwards down some of the inclines that were too steep because my knees just wouldn't handle it, because the going down was so much harder. I think of another place that I used to visit often, Lillooet Lake. There it is, Lillooet Lake. Beautiful place in British Columbia. And it's a place that I'd go camping with young people every year. We'd go up there. But one of the things that Lillooet Lake is known for, not only for being a very quiet lake, a lake with beautiful, clear, cold water, but it's also known as being at the base of a hill on a highway that is known for destroying cars. Not so much because cars fly off the cliff kind of thing and go out of control, but because the hill that you have to go on in order to come down from Lillooet City to Lillooet Lake is so steep and so long that if you're trying to climb up it, there's a good chance your car will overheat. And if you're trying to come down it, there's a good chance your brakes will overheat. And every year we would go there. Fortunately, we came the other direction, so we didn't have to climb that hill or go down it. We stopped at the bottom of the valley, which was where this lake was. But for cars that traveled that highway, it was just as hard going down that hill as it was going up. Now, why do I mention that? Oftentimes when we come through situations and we come to find ourselves in situations where life is not what we expected, we cry out to God when we feel like we're at the bottom of the valley. And we remember passages like Psalm 23 and we go, "I'm in the valley, Lord, bring me out." But what about those times when we anticipate that there's a valley coming ahead? We know there's some tough times coming ahead. Are we willing to cry out to God then? If we think of the image of a valley, Psalm 23 doesn't say, "I'll bring you back out of the valley to where you came from." No, he says, "I'll bring you through the valley." Implies the idea that we know that we're going into tough times and God brings us down the one side. But then he brings us up the other side. He doesn't want to bring us back to where we were. He wants to bring us to a new place, a better place, a place where we've grown in relationship with him, where we've learned about ourselves and grown as individuals and grown in relationship with others. Even though I walk through the valley. Do you find yourself at the bottom of a valley right now? Lean on God. Let him carry you up the other side. Do you find yourself anticipating that a valley's coming up? Then trust in God and lean on him to not only bring you up the other side, but to help you down as well. For as we go through the valley of the shadow of death, we do not need to fear any evil, for God is with us. His rod and his staff will comfort us. What are you facing this week? Are you anticipating some challenges coming up? Lean on God. Trust him to bring you not only into the challenges, but through the challenges and out the other side. Do you find yourself in the middle of a challenge where you just don't know if you're going to be able to go any further? Lean on God. Trust Him to bring you out the other side of the valley. But in all of it, let's not wait till we're at the bottom to lean on God. Rather, let's lean on Him as we go through the valley, down into it, and up the other side. Just some thoughts I want to share with you this week as we go through another week. I hope you're planning to be at church this Sunday. We're going to have a great Sunday of worship. Once again, we are open to having 90 people in our sanctuary. And so if you want to be part of the service, you'll just need to pre-register. And this Sunday will be a special service because we're celebrating missions, and we're going to focus on missions as we have a commissioning time for two ladies this Sunday. And so looking forward to that. Also, just a reminder about the farewell event for Michaela. The details about that are in the weekly e-bulletin. If you do not receive the e-bulletin, you can contact the church office to get details about that as well. So I look forward to worshiping with you on Sunday. Trust that you have a great week, and let's be the church God has called us to be, intentionally becoming people who embrace and reveal God's love.